Gaurav, I'll come across to you. Officially, what is the Indian Army telling you at the moment? What we do know, just a moment, the breaking information that's coming in, because all of our reporters are individually speaking to all their sources. The search is on for 2 armed shooters and the area has been cordoned off. So there are 2 individuals who are armed, who have weapons on them, who are out in the loose as far as the Bathinda military camp area is concerned. Gaurav Sawant is joining us with details. Gaurav, what is the detailed information that you're receiving from your sources within the Indian Army? What are they willing to share at the moment, Gaurav?
So there's a total lockdown across Bathinda Military Station, especially in this area of this medium regiment, this artillery formation where this incident has taken place. It took place, as you've been telling our viewers, around 4:35 in the morning when the first shot was fired. A cause for concern remains a missing weapon from the guard room several days ago. Are these 2 incidents related? We still do not know as of now. But the QRT was mobilized, a quick reaction team was formed and mobilized almost immediately. The attempt was made to isolate the source of the fire, and this is where it gets a little conflicting, because some reports seem to indicate that the firing took place from 2 different locations. Initially around the mess area around 4:30 in the morning, and subsequently at another location. So we're still not clear whether there's one shooter at 2 places who went to the second place, or there are 2 individuals who are firing at the army as of now. There are other formations that are located in and around Bathinda who've also been mobilized to isolate the shooters in a place. So schools are shut, offices are shut, families have been asked to lock homes and remain indoors. No movement whatsoever except for emergency vehicles inside this military station. The attempt is to isolate the source of the fire and catch hold of the individuals who are firing. No clarity just as yet whether this is a terror-related incident or a fratricide-related incident. We're still waiting for more clarity. And again, Army says once this live incident is over, there would be more details that will filter out. But as of now, they're trying to ensure that the source of fire is neutralized as quickly as possible.
Right. Okay. So that is the situation as it is at the moment inside the Bathinda military station. Gaurav, stay on with us. I'll come back to you. Kamaljeet Sandhu is also joining us live at the moment. Kamaljeet has been speaking to his sources within the Punjab police. Kamaljeet, what is the police telling you at the moment?
Well, for one, the police is saying, one, this is not a terror attack, and the second they are saying is that they have not been allowed to enter the Bathinda military station, which means that they have, they are actually coordinated from the outside. And we've seen this, that as part of a standard operating procedure, whether it's an attack in Jammu and Kashmir, whether it's the Air Force station or other places, usually a sort of a lockdown really happens when an incident happens inside the cantonment. And this is what has really happened here. Now, 2 days ago, what we know is that an INSAS weapon with 28 cartridges went missing, and after that an inquiry was launched and they were looking for it. And meanwhile, at around 4:35 in the morning today, that is when firing shots were heard and 4 people got killed. Who are these people? They've not been named as either officers or jawans, but this is obviously an active situation. Remember, 4:30 in the morning is way too early even by army standards, and this is where the incident has taken place. And we've been told that the first firing shot took place at the Geo station mess. And this is where things have really escalated. Meanwhile, even from the statement that has been issued by the Southwestern Command is that the search operation is on, which means this is an active situation. What we know is that the quick reaction team or the QRTs have been pressed into service. At least we've been told that this is a family station. Hence, with the various WhatsApp groups and the others, it's been communicated vastly that all the families should stay inside, including the children. The school has been suspended for today. But this is obviously a worrying situation. Not only officers and jawans are there are also the families which are residing in that particular cantonment. And this is where it's already been more than 5 hours from now since the first firing took place that the situation remains very uncertain. The police, meanwhile, continues to be on the outside. Remember, there will be an FIR which will be registered. There will be investigation which will be carried out by the police. But meanwhile, even by their own standards, they know very less of what is really happened inside. But perhaps the army is very keen to handle the situation on its own, and that is why they seem to be in tandem and in touch with the police itself. So obviously a big cordon, all the gates have been closed. The operation is being carried out, and as Gaurav was saying, the main motive is to neutralize the gunman, whosoever it is, be it a civilian or be it an army person in civil, in CVs. So all this is at this point of time very fluid situation, as we would say it. It's not really known, but what we know through our sources is that there could perhaps be 2 gunmen who are at large at this point of time.
Okay, so there could be 2 gunmen who are at large at this point of time inside the Bathinda Military Station. Kamaljeet, stay on with us. Gaurav, Kamaljeet, of course, learning from her police sources that there could have been the first firing incident, which was at least reported that firing could have taken place in the Geo mess area. Again, to tell our viewers what exactly happened at 4:35 a.m. this morning, and since, if you could just elaborate, sir.
So there is the officers' mess, and 4:35 in the morning, one would presume that only those who are engaged in the task of, either getting either security or breakfast or such tasks, they would be around and no one else. And that is where this becomes extremely curious. The firing that took place and the fact that there were 4 fatalities in the morning, 4 casualties in the morning is what the army says. But no details whether there was an officer or who were the 4 who were killed in this firing. Why did this firing take place? Why near the officers' mess? There are many unanswered questions. Even on the question that we asked, how far is the officers' mess from the main gate or any civilian area at this medium artillery regiment? This means this is a 155 mm howitzer unit or regiment where this incident has taken place. That's the information that we've been able to glean. But since it's an active situation, the army is also very reticent to give out more details till the time this person who's firing, and there is again a conflict. We are not sure whether there's 1 shooter or 2. Or there's 1 shooter who was firing from 2 different locations at 2 different times. That clarity is awaited because after that first statement that the army made, nothing else is known and the police are not permitted inside. But in several incidents in the past, if we were to see what happened at Samba or other military stations where terrorists had attacked, there was bigger mobilization, faster action, and if you remember Samba and others, even helicopters had to be pressed in to neutralize the terrorists. So this is where, it's a different incident, and we are still trying to get in more information about what happened and whether there is a link with that missing weapon from the guard room, because in the army, a missing weapon is a very serious offense. A missing weapon with 28 cartridges, an Insas rifle with 28 cartridges, this actually is a court-martial offense. So are these linked remains to be seen.